Hey guys, this is going to be a tutorial on how to draw faces. This is just the way I draw faces. There's many different ways to draw faces, but I find that this works for me the best. So what you want to start off doing is draw a circle. And this is going to be where the skull is, and then next, depending on the way you want your face to be pointing, you want to draw two lines to delineate the chin. And typically for guys, I usually draw it like this, where there's kind of a one line goes straight down, the other line kind of bends a little bit, because the chin in a male character will be a bit more well delineated. Next step, I don't use guidelines, so I typically erase this line right here. Okay. Now, there's two ways to do this, and I typically use both depending on what I feel like at the time. You can draw from the mouth and go upwards, meaning draw the mouth, then the nose, and the eyes and eyebrows, or you can start with the eyebrows and go downward. I find that if I'm drawing a facial expression that has a weird shaped mouth or a large mouth or something like that, then it's better to start down and go up, start at the mouth and go up. And vice versa if you're drawing something where the eyebrows are like in a weird position or something like that. So I'm just going to start with the mouth. And then from here I can move upward and I'll draw the nose. And typically I'll spend a lot of time on the nose, or not a lot of time, but as much as I need to make sure that it's in the right place. Don't be afraid to move stuff around, shrink stuff, make stuff bigger if you think it'll help out your drawing. Okay, next step for me is usually to draw the eyebrows. And this is another thing you want to look out for depending on which way your character is facing. The top part of the way I draw my eyebrows is basically like a line going up and a line going like that. The apex of the eyebrow for the one that's facing towards you is usually somewhere in the middle, whereas for the one that's facing away from you, the second part of the eyebrow is very short because of the perspective of the image. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, when you're drawing the eyes, you want to start at a place that's touching the eyebrow. And I typically just draw like kind of basic shapes to start me off. And then I'll add in a line here and a line here. You want to kind of make them match up a bit. And then, of course, I'll draw the eyes. This part probably takes the most time, getting the eyes to line up, because if you draw them a little bit, you see here, if you draw them a little bit off, it can look like the character has strabismus, which is not exactly a good thing. So I'll take this eye and move it a pixel over. That looks a little better. Okay. I'll just make the eyelashes a bit thicker. And at this point in time, I want to kind of redo the chin. Make it a little sharper. You can give him a brow line. Depending on what type of hairstyle you give, this will be useful or not. So for this, I'll make it a useful hairstyle. Like if it's a spiky hairstyle that covers it up, you'll eventually end up erasing this part, but I'll give him a hairstyle where it can show through. Just give him some kind of widow's peak type of thing. ear, Not too big, not too small. This is on the little on the big side, but just shrink it just a little bit when I'm done with that. It should kind of line up, the top of the ear should kind of line up with the eye. Although you could put it a little bit upwards. There's variation in human anatomy, so it kind of depends on what you want. Okay, and now I typically will draw the hair. A lot of people will do, they'll make this mistake of drawing the hair too close to the skull, and then your character just kind of looks flat-headed. So what you want to do is make sure there's like a lot of space. Maybe not this much space. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you want to make sure there's a significant amount of space between the character's head and the hair, the skull and the hair. So yeah, that looks about right. Where the hair connects with the neck. And then you can just draw your neck, typically, unless it's a really muscular guy where it's like, oh, big neck. Come off right underneath the point of the chin if they're looking this way, and you can take a line here, draw the sternocleidomastoid muscle, a little bit of shadow, clavicles, trapezius, and that's about it.